kamu menghafal satu equation tetapi kamu tidak faham maksud equation tersebut, ataupun tidak bergunanya, tiada gunanya kamu menghafal kesemua equation tanpa kamu memahami equation tersebut. So nasihat saya itulah, pastikan kamu faham setiap equation dan hafal. Kalau faham, untuk menghafalnya tidak susah. Tapi kalau tidak faham, untuk menghafalnya sangat susah. Okay, so just want to share with you again, as a revision, they have mass, kita ada berapa? 4 kan? Mass flow rate, m dot, okay, equation for m dot. Number 2, kita ada volume, flow rate, v dot, and then number 3, kita ada mass balance equation, m dot 1 equal to m dot 2 kan. M dot 2. Ini untuk single inlet and single outlet. Tapi untuk open system, they have some devices have multiple inlet and outlet. So the mass balance equation is written as sigma I inlet equal to n lah. N. Okay, m dot I equal to sigma J lah, J equal to n m dot J. Okay, number 4, energy balance equation, E dot inlet equal to E dot Z, exit ni outlet Dan yang kelima, kita ada equation yang berkaitan dengan M dot versus V dot, tak salah saya lah, M dot equal to apa ya, lupa saya, rho VA if I'm not mistaken. Tapi you check balik lah relationship between mass flow rate and volume flow rate. This is not the equation, I think. This one. Tapi nanti you check lah dalam punya nota, m dot versus the relationship between mass flow rate and volume flow rate. Okay, so these are the equations in chapter number 4. Okay, now let's solve the problem. Okay, question number 2. As usual, the first step number 1 is list down all the information given. Step number 1, pressure, nozzle, okay, steam at 5 megapascal and 500 degrees C enters a nozzle steadily with a velocity of 80 meter per second, which means 5 megapascal is P1, okay, P1 entering the nozzle. So P1 5 megapascal, kemudian T1 temperature 1 adalah 500 darjah Celsius. What else? Enters a nozzle steadily with a velocity of 80 meter per second. Velocity V1. Jangan keliru V ada dua. V yang pertama untuk volume, V yang kedua untuk velocity. So please be careful with that symbol. Tapi simbol ni untuk ni lah velocity 80 meter per second. Okay. meter per second, and then it lives at 2 megapascal and 400 degrees C. Maksudnya ini untuk exit. So P2 ataupun P exit, you boleh tulis sama ada PE ataupun P2 2 here means exit 2 megapascal. And then temperature 2 is 400 degrees C. The inlet area of the nozzle is 50 centimeter square. Inlet area A1. A1 50 centimeter square. Okay, centimeter square kamu kena tukar siap-siap kepada meter square. Berapa? Tolong tukar kan? 50 cm square kepada meter square, berapakah nilainya? Guna apa ni, unit converter pun boleh.
.005.
0.005. Tukar siap-siap Jangan ketika menjawab baru kamu tukar, nanti keliru. So better you change at the earlier stage. 0.005 meter per meter square. So, and heat is being lost at a rate of 90 kilojoule per second. Heat is being lost, which means Q dot at a rate. Kalau ada rate dia tulis, maksudnya mesti ada dot lah. So Q dot out. Q dot out equal to E kilojoule per second. Okay. Nah, itu maklumat yang diberikan. So check balik soalan. Steam at 5 megapascal and 500 degrees C enters a nozzle steadily with a velocity of 80 meter per second and it leaves at 2 megapascal and 400 degrees C. Okay, ada satu lagi maklumat yang tertinggal dalam ayat yang pertama ni, steam substance is steam. So tu penting juga. Kita perlu pastikan substance, type of the substance. Dia adalah steam. Steam bermaksud water. So kita akan gunakan table A4, 5 or 6. Itu gunanya kita tentukan substance. Sekiranya kita tidak tahu substance, maka kita tidak tahu table mana yang akan kita lihat. Sekiranya substance adalah refrigerant 1348 or 1349 Sekiranya refrigerant 1349, okay, kita akan gunakan table A11 12 and 13. Kamu boleh lihatlah booklet, table booklet kamu. Okay, untuk water kita akan gunakan 134A. Kalau refrigerant, sekiranya substance refrigerant 134A, kita akan gunakan table A11, 12 and 13. But for this case, the substance is steam. So we need to look at table A4, 5 or A6. So itu penting untuk kita tentukan substance. Kemudian steadily. Steadily di sini bermaksud the change of total energy equal to 0. So kamu kena ingatlah dalam nota kuliah ada diberikan steadily untuk open system, prosesnya semua steady state, bukannya unsteady. Okay, so I think that's all the information that we can get from the question. Number 2, step 2, draw PV or TV diagram. Okay, itu apa yang kita selalu lakukan dalam topik-topik yang sebelum ni. Tetapi untuk open system, okay, we need to add one thing where we have to draw the schematic diagram of the device. Yes, schematic diagram of the device. Lukis draw TV or PV diagram plus the schematic diagram of the device. Why? Because once we have the schematic diagram of the device, it will help us to imagine how the process is going on. Jadi kita tahulah, kita dapat gambaran device tersebut. Okay, draw PV or TV diagram. So in this case, P and T, pressure and temperature, are given both at the inlet and outlet. So it's up to you. You can draw the PV or TV diagram. So untuk case ini, saya suka untuk lukis TV diagram. I prefer to draw T versus D. This is P. Pressure is not constant. Pressure di sini tak constant because the first pressure is initial pressure is 5 megapascal and final pressure is 2 megapascal. So they have two pressure line. Okay, we must have two pressure line. The first pressure line is P1 and the value is 5 megapascal. 5 megapascal mestilah di atas daripada 2 megapascal. Okay, this is pressure 2 initial, final pressure 2 megapascal. Okay, next, what else? Apa lagi yang boleh kita tulis? Itu sahaja saya rasa. Boleh kita masukkan V di sini adalah velocity, bukannya volume. So we can analyze this TV diagram. For example, this one, this is drag this line. Kita pun juga boleh drag this line. This line as well. Yang ini pun you boleh tarik ke bawah. Yang ini pun boleh. So yang ini, this one is VF, P2F. V2, 2 tu bermaksud final sebabnya di sini 2. Okay, so yang ini V2 V2G. Yang ini pula V1G. Yang ini V1F. Okay, so saya harap kamu faham V1 for the initial state and 2 for the final state. F dengan G ni kita dah belajar sebelum ni lah. Point F tu sebelah kiri. Untuk point yang di sebelah kanan dia adalah G. This is 1G. Okay, so 1G. Okay, so saya rasa itu saja yang boleh kita pindahkan. Kemudian as I said, for open system case, we have to draw the schematic diagram of the device. So nozzle schematic diagramnya begini. Okay, this is the flow, the direction of the flow. So this is one, the inlet, and this is the outlet, number 2. Okay, and then as we know, the P2 here, pressure 2 is 2 megapascal. What else? Temperature 2, 400 degrees C. Okay, we have temperature, so we need to put the temperature in our diagram. So kemudian saya akan masukkan. Kemudian A tak ada. Okay, for the inlet, we have pressure 1. Pressure 1 is 5 megapascal. What else? Temperature 1 is 500 degrees C. Kemudian kita ada velocity 1, V1, 80 per second. Kita ada juga cross sectional area at the inlet A1, which is 0.005 meter per second, meter square. Sorry. Okay, ini adalah schematic diagram of the device. Back to our TV diagram, since we have temperature 1 and temperature 2, we can plot the phase of each the state of each the phase of each state. Contoh macam temperature 1 is 500 degrees C, so we have to find this one first, the T saturation at 5 megapascal. Tolong carikan berapa T saturation pada 5000 kilopascal. Look at pressure table A5. At 5000 kilopascal, the saturation temperature is 263, kan? 263, right? 0.94. Kata let's say 263 lah. So the given temperature is 500 kilopascal, 500 degrees C. So somewhere here, this is 500. Okay. So that's mean if we drag, if we connect this point to our temperature pressure constant line, this is the phase for state number 1. Okay, state number 1 is in superheated vapor region. Kemudian pergi ke 2000 megapascal, pressure 2, at 2000 megapascal, find the T saturation temperature for 2000 kilopascal. It is 212 kan, 21 2. The given pressure, the given temperature is 400 kan, 400 which means higher than 212, higher than 212 somewhere here, okay, sorry, somewhere di sini juga, di superheated vapor. Okay, this is point 2. Okay, boleh faham So the process is like this. Okay, this is our TV and TV diagram and our schematic diagram of the device. Ini step nombor 2 dan juga step nombor 3. We have transferred all the information given in our diagram. So kita dah buat kedua-dua langkah, 2 dan 3. Next, step number 4. By using the related equation, solve the problem. Okay. So as I explained to you at the earlier of this session, basically we have 5 equations for open system. Okay. So question A, determine the mass flow rate of the steam. So kita boleh gunakan rumus mass flow rate lah untuk menjawab soalan ini untuk A. Okay, untuk A kita boleh gunakan rumus mass flow rate. That's what we learn. M dot is equal to rho versus times V and A. Rho is density, V is velocity, and A is cross-sectional area. Okay, so we have learned as well, okay, M dot 1 is equal to M dot 2. This is based on the mass balance equation. M dot 1 equal to M dot 2. Okay. So here, if we look back to step number 1, we have several properties, okay, for state number 1. Ataupun kalau kamu lihat di step number 3, schematic diagram of the nozzle, at the inlet we have pressure 1, temperature 1, velocity 1, and cross-sectional 1. So we can use all of this value for solving this M dot. Okay. So M dot 1, we can arrange this equation as this. M dot 1 equal to 1 over specific volume 1, velocity 1, cross-sectional area 1. Okay. So mass flow rate boleh juga ditulis rumusnya dalam bentuk begini. M dot 1 sama dengan 1 bahagi specific volume 1 darab dengan velocity 1 dan juga cross-sectional area 1. Okay, so here we have A1, we also have velocity 1, but we don't have this specific volume 1. But never mind, because we can find this velocity specific volume 1 from our diagram. Okay, specific volume 1. Okay, specific volume 1 from this diagram. Okay, Boleh So you need to find this. You know that state 1 is superheated vapor region. So you have to find this. B1. This is B1. Okay. So dapatkan daripada specific volume, dapatkan daripada table. So we know that the phase for state number 1 is superheated vapor, kan? Sebab kita lihat daripada TV diagram kita, state 1 yang ini, state 1 this state 1 is superheated vapor, kan? Superheated vapor. State number 2 juga superheated vapor. So bila kita tahu fasa the phase, then we can find the properties for each state. So untuk dapatkan V1, sebelum tu saya kena padamkan lah. Yang ini tak ada kaitan Yang ini V2 ni sebenarnya tak ada kaitan lah. Okay. So saya padam untuk elakkan kamu confused. Okay. So yang ni pun saya padamkan. Alamak, saya nak back. Okay, nice. Baik. Yang ni pun saya padamkan supaya untuk elakkan kamu confused. I have to delete this line. Okay, so yang dikekalkan hanya nombor 1 ni lah. Okay, this one. So we know that number 1 is located in superheated vapor region. Dan untuk dapatkan specific volume 1, this one, okay. So this V1, we have to look at table A6. Okay, pressure 5 megapascal, temperature 500 degrees C. So look at table A6. Okay, pergi ke table A6 dan pergi juga ke 5 megapascal, kolom 5 megapascal. So in the column of 5 megapascal, they have 500 degrees C. So pergi ke temperature 500 degrees C, dapatkan specific volumenya. Berapakah specific volumenya? Tolong berikan nilai specific volume untuk state 1, V1.
.06858.
Okay, betul. So the value here, this value is 0.06858. Okay, then you can get the answer, mass flow rate. Okay, mass flow rate to be kilogram. The unit should be kilogram per second. Okay, yang ni kamu boleh kira sendirilah. Jawapannya anggaran adalah 5.833. 5.833. Okay, so itu untuk A. Untuk B, for B, determine the exit velocity of the steam. The exit velocity of the steam. So for the exit velocity of the steam, kita ada 5 equations kan. So kalau kita nak gunakan equation mass flow rate, we cannot find the kita nak cari A kan, the exit, bukan A. We have to find exit velocity. Exit velocity is V2. Okay, V2. We have to find this V2. Okay, untuk dapatkan V2, kita gunakan rumus energy balance equation. Okay, energy balance equation, that's what we learned before. E dot in kan, E dot in equal to E dot out. Okay, this is the energy balance equation for open system. Okay, daripada sini kita tahu untuk E in dia adalah Q panjang ni questionnya, Q dot in tambah W dot in tambah M dot theta kan, right, sama juga theta 1 lah, theta 1 tu refer to in, sama dengan Q dot out tambah W dot out tambah M dot theta 2. Untuk theta, apa maklumat dalam theta? So untuk this theta, property yang ada dalam theta adalah KE, right? KE plus PE plus 3. Satu lagi apa? Cuba cek balik nota kamu. What is the theta? H kan? H ataupun selalunya kita tulis PE kan? Sini PE H plus KE plus PE plus KE plus PE kan? H is enthalpy, KE is kinetic energy, PE is potential energy. Itu adalah property yang ada di dalam theta tersebut. Okay. So, daripada energy balance equation ini kita boleh cancel kan, kita boleh masukkan mana-mana properties yang tidak berkaitan dengan nozzle. Okay. For nozzle, the function of nozzle is to increase the velocity of the fluid. Okay, that is the function of velocity nozzle. So, since the function of the nozzle is to increase the velocity of the fluid, then we can cancel the not related properties in our energy balance equation. For example, W dot in is not related. Okay, dia tak ada kena-mengena dengan kerja. Okay, work done on the system or work done by the system. So we can cancel W dot in as well as W dot out. Kemudian untuk Q, kita ada Q dot in dan juga Q dot out, right? So in this question, we are given Q dot out, kan? Ada dimensionkan heat is being lost. So we need to remain the Q dot out but cancel Q dot in. Because Q dot in is not related in this problem. Heat is not transferred in, but heat is transferred out of the device, of the system. So we keep remain Q dot out, but we cancel Q dot in. Okay. Then untuk theta ni, kita ada enthalpy, kita ada KE and PE, right? So enthalpy kita kena kekalkan sebab enthalpy dia setiap bahan, setiap benda yang berjisim, any object that have a mass, they have their own enthalpy. So we need to keep enthalpy here. KE, of course, yes, because the function of the nozzle, as I said, to increase the velocity of the fluid. How about potential energy? Potential energy, we can cancel both potential energy for the inlet and for the outlet, because the nozzle, the elevation of the nozzle is not changed. It keep remain in horizontal direction. Okay, so theta yang ni, theta untuk out ni pun sama dia ada enthalpy, kita ada KE plus PE. Okay, so as I said, we can cancel potential energy of the exit outlet. So from here we can write the new energy balance equation as this one. Okay, saya tulis di sinilah. Okay. H1 tambah KE. KE ni adalah velocity, velocity 1, 2, okay, bahagi dengan 2, sama juga dengan Q dot out tambah sorry, ini ada M ada M, sorry kita ada M, so I need to write again. Cukup tempat. What should I do now? Wait a minute. Okay, I will write here M dot bracket H1 plus V1 square over 2 tutup bracket equal to Q dot out tambah, saya guna mouse sebab tu lambat sikit M tengok dia pun tak cantik, pesan jadi tak cantik. Okay, M dot bracket ada H2 tambah kinetic energy at the exit, so V2 square bahagi 2 tutup bracket. Ini adalah energy balance equation kita untuk nozzle berdasarkan kepada soalan yang diberikan. Okay, so here we have to find V2 kan, we need to find this one, V2, which is this one lah. Okay, we need to find this. So kamu susunlah equation ni, jadikan V2 di depan. Okay, so V2 is equal to V2 equal to macam mana nak susun? Okay, nak susun dia begini. H1 tolak H2. So kamu susun sendiri susun sama-sama. Lagi. Ni ada dua di sini, dua. Okay, dua darab hubungan H1 tolak H2 dan tambah V1 square tolak Q dot out bahagi M dot. Okay, bagi M dot. Yang ini set. Sama juga dengan B2. Maybe there's something wrong with this one. 2, this one, B1 square bahagi 2. Right, lebih kurang inilah saya rasa equation akhir kita. Okay. Sama ke dengan kamu punya? Sama tak equation kita? Kan, so betul kan? Okay, saya rasa sama lah. Sama tak dengan saya punya? Ke saya salah? Okay, so be okay kan? Okay, now Q dot out. Okay, Q dot out yang ini ada diberikan. M dot pun kita dah ada. Kita ada M dot, jawapannya tadi 5.833. V1, kita ada V1. Okay, we are given V1, 80 meter per second. Kemudian H1 dan juga H2. Ini yang perlu kita cari daripada table menggunakan diagram. Okay, this diagram. So you have to find the H1 and H2. So kalau kita dah belajar sebelum ni. So yang ni H2. Di sini ni H1 lah. This is H1. So dapatkan enthalpy 1 dan juga enthalpy 2 daripada tabel kita. Setelah itu kita boleh dapatlah velocity. Ada soalan tak untuk B ni, exit velocity? Ada siapa yang tak faham? Tak faham sila tanya. Kalau kamu tak tanya, maksudnya kamu faham lah, ya. Kalau tak faham, sila tanya. So, if you have any question to ask, then please ask me now. I will explain again. For enthalpy 1 and enthalpy 2, you have to look at the table. That's what we did for the specific volume tadi. Kan? Tadi kita dapatkan specific volume 1, right? So you do the same thing for the enthalpy. We know that state 1 and state 2, both state are superheated vapor. So please look at table A. Look at table A6 at 5 megapascal and 500 degrees C. Find the enthalpy. And then look at 2 megapascal. Okay, 2 megapascal and temperature berapa tadi? 400. Find the enthalpy. As simple as that. Because it is superheated vapor. That's why we need to look at table A6. Okay, so tak ada soalan. So kalau tak ada soalan, kita ke C pula. The exit area of the nozzle. This one is very simple. Okay, sorry. I need to create new whiteboard. No space in my whiteboard right now, just now. So for C, cross-sectional area of the exit area of the nozzle, A2. Untuk A2 very simple because we can use m dot mass flow rate equation. We have learned that m dot 1 equal to m dot 2, right? So m dot 2 is equal to rho V rho 2 V2 A2. And we have learned that this rho density can be written as well as 1 over specific volume 2 V2 A2. So in this case, we need to find A2's exit area. And so A2 equal to m dot 2 specific volume 2 over V2. Okay, we have m dot 2 and also we have velocity 2. Kita dah dapatkan sebentar tadi kan dalam soalan B, V2. Kemudian untuk specific volume 2, you have to look at table A. Table apa? A6. Okay. So for V2, you have to look at table A6. Then you will get the answer for exit area. The value is 15.0 times 10 power of minus 4 meter square. Okay. So itu untuk inilah untuk soalan C. Okay, ada soalan untuk soalan nombor 2 sebelum kita ke soalan yang seterusnya. So hari ini kita akan bincang 2 soalan saja. Sebab kaedahnya sama saja seperti yang saya terangkan tadi. Okey, tak ada soalan? Kalau tak ada soalan, kita akan pindah ke soalan yang seterusnya. Okey, untuk soalan yang seterusnya, kita akan bincangkan soalan nombor 5. Nombor 5, okey. Air flows steadily through a diabatic turbine entering at 1 megapascal, 500 degrees C and 120 meter per second and leaving at 150 kilopascal, 150 degrees C and 250 meter per second. The inlet area of the turbine is 80 centimeters square. Determine the mass flow rate of the air and the power output of the turbine. Okay, so ini untuk case ini device-nya adalah turbine. So we have learned in our lecture session, the function of turbine is to produce work. Okay, so please remember that the function of the turbine is producing work. Producing work means that we need to keep W dot out in our equation, energy balance equation. Okay, for question number 5, air flows steadily, which means the substance is air, not water anymore. Tadi kita buat, kita jawab soalan, substance-nya adalah water, steam. But now the substance is air, which means we cannot use the tables anymore. Okay, the tables that we use just now is for water because the table is a water table. So for air, udara, kita tidak ada apa-apa table dalam booklet. So ini case yang agak rare lah, rare, dan pastikan kamu fokus. Tapi cara menjawab tetap sama. The step still same. We use the same steps as what we did just now. They have 4 steps, but the equations, the tables, we cannot use the table anymore. We just use the equations. Nanti kita akan jumpa lah. Saya akan terangkan untuk question number 5 ni. Okay, so for question number 5, the first step, list down all the information given. So the first information is substance. So we know that the substance is air. Substance is air. Just write air. Kemudian apa lagi? Entering at 1 megapascal. So P1, 1 megapascal. Kemudian T1 500 degree C. Apa lagi? Velocity 120. Leaving at 150 kilopascal, P2 150 Pascal. And then temperature 2 150 degree C. And then velocity 250. Velocity 250. The inlet area of the turbine is 80 degrees C, so A1, 80 centimeters square. Okay, 80 centimeters square equal to 0.008 meter square. Okay, this is step number 1. Step number 2. Okay, for step number 2, as I said just now, we need to draw TV or PV diagram, but now the substance is air. So TV and PV diagram is not relevant here. So we just draw the schematic diagram saja. Okay, so faham Kalau dia water ataupun refrigerant, then we can draw TV or PV diagram as well as the device, a schematic diagram of the device. But now, for question number 5, the substance is air. Then the PV and the TV diagram are not relevant here. So we just proceed to draw the turbine. Turbine, the schematic diagram of the turbine is look like this. Okay, this is the inlet, and this is the outlet. This is number 1, and this is number 2. Okay, for number 1, the pressure 1 is 1 megapascal. Temperature 1 is 500. Apa lagi? Velocity T1 is 120. Per second. Kemudian A1, cross sectional area 1 is 0.008 meter square. This is for the inlet of the turbine. For the outlet or exit, the pressure P2 is 150. Megapascal. Temperature 2 150 degrees C. Sebaiknya kamu tulis semua supaya untuk mudahkan kamu menjawab. Walaupun di step 1 kita dah listkan semua, tapi bila step kedua we have the schematic diagram. So I advise you to put the value in your schematic diagram as well, so that you can imagine the process. Okay, and then V2, velocity 2 is 250 meter per second. Itu sajalah kan untuk exit. Okay, next, this is step number 2 and step number 3 both. Of course, we draw the schematic diagram and then insert the value. And then step number 4, the last step, By using the related equation, solve the problem. Okay. So in open system, as what we learned before, they have five equations. So you have to memorize and apply the equations in order to solve any problem related with open system. Okay, first one, A, determine the mass flow rate. Mass flow rate very simple. Okay, orang kata kacang lah kan. M dot 1 is equal to M dot 2. This is based on the mass balance equation. Kalau kita lihat di schematic diagram, we have single inlet and outlet. Okay, so M dot 1, you can use M dot 1 or M dot 2. M dot 1 atau M dot 1, okay, for example, M dot 1 is equal to rho 1 A1 B1. Okay. So in this case, the density is not given. The density is not given, but if it is given, then you can use the density. Tapi kalau untuk case yang ini, okay, for this case, since density is not given, then you can change into 1 over V specific volume 1. A1 is given and V1 also given. Okay, for this specific volume, okay, since we cannot use the table anymore for the air, so we have to apply the equations, the ideal gas equation of state. Okay, so for this one, you have to change this into P. You need to use this equation, P small v equal to RT. This is what we call as ideal gas equation of state. P pressure times specific volume equal to RT. Okay, so from here, the specific volume is equal to RT over P. R is gas constant value. You can find the value from the table in the booklet. Table booklet. Please look at table A1. Okay, A1. Table A1 for the substance for air, the gas constant R is 0.287. 0.287. This is the R, the value of gas constant of the air. Temperature is given 500 degrees C. Okay. Pressure also given 1 megapascal. So you can find the specific volume of this the air by using this equation. This is R1 over P1. Okay. Boleh faham R is gas constant, P1 is the temperature 500 degrees C, but you need to change this one first to Kelvin. 273 Kelvin. Okay, use this value 773. You need to change degree C into Kelvin, SI unit. Kalau kamu kekalkan degree C, kamu akan dapat jawapan yang salah. So my advice for this ideal gas equation of state, you need to use the SI unit. You need to change all the unit into SI unit, especially temperature. Degree C into Kelvin. Okay, boleh Ada apa-apa soalan? Untuk A, so untuk A, kamu boleh jawab lah. The value, I'm not sure the value, but the unit must be kilogram per second. Okay, this is for the mass balance equation. Next, for the power output of the turbine, B. Ada soalan tak untuk A? Untuk A dulu. Okay. Next, we proceed to B. Question B, we need to find power output. Power output is W dot out. W dot out. Okay, so for this case, we apply the energy balance equation. E dot in equal to E dot out. Saya letak nombor 2. 2 tu untuk merujuk kepada exit lah. So E dot in is Q dot 1, Q dot in plus W dot in tambah M dot enthalpy lah kan, enthalpy 1 plus kinetic energy 1 plus potential energy 1 inlet. This is for the inlet equal to Q dot 2, Q dot out plus W dot out, W2 tambah M dot H2 plus kinetic energy of the exit plus potential energy of the exit. Okay, so this is the complete mass energy balance equation. Since the device is turbine, we need to simplify the energy balance equation based on the device. So turbine is used for producing work. So we can cancel Q dot 1 and Q dot out, Q dot 2. Because basically turbine is a diabatic. Diabatic means heat cannot be transferred in and out. Okay, as mentioned in the question as well, it said that air flows steadily through an diabatic turbine. Dah diberitahu dah dalam soalan diabatic turbine. So which means heat cannot be transferred in and out of the system. So therefore we can cancel Q dot 1 and Q dot out. And then for W dot 1, we can cancel as well because as I said, turbine is used for producing work, not using work. So we can cancel W dot in ataupun W dot 1. W dot in is ni lah in masuk lah kan. So work done on the system, so we can cancel. And then for the kinetic enthalpy, we keep the enthalpy because the substance is air. So any substance, they have their own enthalpy, they have their own internal energy. Kemudian untuk kinetic energy, we keep kinetic energy because we have W here, V1 and V2, kan? So we keep KE. For the potential energy, we can cancel both. Sebab turbine is a stationary system. Dia tak bergerak ke atas ataupun ke bawah, ke kiri ataupun ke kanan. Okay. So potential energy is equal to 0. Kemudian W dot 2 ataupun W dot out, this is what we need to find. Okay. Then enthalpy 2 pun kita kekalkan sebab every substance they have their own enthalpy. Okay, E2 pun kita kekalkan sebabnya kita ada V2. So now the energy balance equation of the turbine become as N dot H1 plus 1 square over 2 bracket equal to W dot out plus N dot H2 plus V2 square over 2. Okay, so ini adalah energy balance equation kita sekarang untuk turbine. Okay, next we need to find W dot out. Okay, so W dot out equal to N dot H1 minus H2, okay, plus 1 over 2 V1 square minus velocity 2 square. Okay, and then V1 and V2 are given. So we have V1 and V2. Tapi yang menjadi masalah adalah enthalpy 1 and enthalpy 2 because they are not given. So from here we can change this equation as this. This is CP. Kalau kamu masih ingat di dalam topik bab 2 tak salah saya, bab 2 ataupun bab 2 tak salah saya, specific heat. Okay, kita ada belajar specific heat. Kita boleh gunakan T1 CP T1 minus T2. Plus 1 over 2. T1 square minus V2 square. Okay, so this enthalpy change delta H is actually equal to Cp delta T. delta T, delta H, or specific or enthalpy, specific enthalpy change is actually H2 minus H1, okay, equal to Cp, temperature difference is T2 minus T1. This is the specific heat equation. Yang ni kamu boleh lihat dalam chapter 2 tak salah saya. Ada penerangan tentang specific heat. Specific heat is this one, Cp. Cp is specific heat. Okay, Cp is specific heat. At constant pressure or constant volume. Okay, so by using this specific heat equation, we can change the enthalpy into Cp T1 minus T2. Okay, T1 and T2 are given from the question, but Cp is not given, but you can find from the table. So for example here, for the Cp, for this Cp, in order to find this Cp, you have to apply this. Temperature 1 is 500, right? 500 degrees C, and temperature 2 is 150. So from here, you have to find T average. T average, T1 plus T2 over 2. Dapatkan purata suhu. Suhu purata adalah berapa? Suhu purata adalah 500 tambah 150, 650, so 325 degrees C. Okay, this is T average. 325 degrees C. Okay, so from here 325 degrees C, look at table A2. So masing-masing lihat table A2. Dalam table A2, kita ada beberapa kolom untuk contoh untuk air, udara, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, hydrogen, nitrogen, and oxygen. Since our substance is air, so look at the column of air. Table A2, okay. Look at table A2. They have several small columns, but in this case, our substance is air. So just focus on column of air. So in this column, they have a property of temperature, Cp, Cv, and K. Okay, so for the temperature, the value start from 250 until 1000 Kelvin. Okay, the temperature here is 325. So you have to convert into Kelvin. 273 kan? So 273 5 9 8 Kelvin. Okay, so the temperature is 598 Kelvin. Okay, at temperature 598 Kelvin, find the value of Cp. Kalau tak ada 598 Kelvin, then you have to do the linear interpolation. Sebelum ni dah pernah buat kan, dah pernah belajar linear interpolation. So based on the table, the nearest temperature are 550 Kelvin and 600 Kelvin. Dan the nearest CP at that temperature are 1.04 and 1.051 respectively. So you need to do the linear interpolation in order to find the CP, this one. In order to find the CP. Ini kaedahnya. Ada dua temperature diberikan, temperature 1 dan temperature 2, dapatkan average temperature, T average dalam Kelvin. Okay, dapatkan T average dalam Kelvin. So dalam Kelvin nilai T average adalah 598 Kelvin. After that, look at table A2. Table A2, they have several small columns. Do just focus on the related substance. So the related substance here is air. So at the small column of air, find the nearest temperature with the CP. Bila kamu dah dapat CP, then you can solve the equation W dot out. For the case of air, ini untuk case selain daripada water dan juga refrigerant. Okay? Ini lain sikit. Tadi kita boleh lihat table A4, 5 and 6, very simple. But for the case of ideal gases, gas lah terutamanya, gases. We do like this. Okay? We have to apply the ideal gas equation of state and then look at the table A2. Okay, ada apa-apa soalan? Tak ada soalan hari ini. Any question, you can drop your question in the chat box. Or you can open your unmute, or you can unmute and then ask the question. Ada apa-apa soalan untuk ni? Soalan nombor 5. Tak ada soalan Betul ni, tak ada soalan ni. Oh, kamu faham ke apa yang diterangkan hari ni? Saya risau kalau pelajar tak tanya. Saya tak tahu sama ada kamu faham ataupun tidak faham. Jadi kalau kamu tanya, saya lega sikit lah. Betul, tak ada soalan Kalau tak ada soalan, bagi respon sikit, reaction. Okay, thanks Ashley. Yang lain-lain show ramai respon ni, ramai yang faham lah. Yang tak faham, please respon. Ni Aiman, nak tanya apa Aiman? Kamu respon lain sikit. Ada nak tanya? Okay, so nampak macam tak ada soalan. Kalau tak ada soalan, then untuk soalan yang lain, sila cuba jawab. Saya akan adakan quiz nanti, mungkin minggu hadapan, hari Jumaat minggu hadapan, untuk especially untuk section 3 lah, 3 dan juga 4. Section 2, quiz kamu lain lah. So untuk section 3, sila pastikan kamu cuba menjawab ke semua soalan dalam tutorial 4 menggunakan kaedah yang saya tunjukkan sebentar tadi untuk soalan 2 dan juga soalan 5. Kaedahnya tetap sama, 4 step tadi. Kamu follow saja dan should be okay lah. Cuma lain sedikit untuk case nombor 5 ni. Nombor 5 kita guna kita substannya adalah air. Bila air, kita tak gunakan table A4, 5 and A6 ataupun table A11, 12 and 13 yang mana kita sebelum ni kita belajar tentang saturated mixture, saturated superheated vapor dan sebagainya. Tapi untuk ideal gases ni segala gas lah. Air adalah salah satu gas. Okey, untuk ideal gases kita gunakan kaedah seperti yang saya tunjukkan di soalan nombor 5 ini. Okey, kaedahnya yang inilah tadi, yang bahagian ini ni kamu kena ubah dia ke bentuk begini. H memang tak ada lah untuk ideal gases, tapi kita boleh dapatkan nilai H menggunakan rumus specific heat. Okey, kalau untuk water, H kita boleh dapatkan daripada table. So question 5 ni dia air, udara. So enthalpy, untuk dapatkan nilai enthalpy kita gunakan rumus specific heat. Okay, rumus specific heat ini. So bila rumus specific heat kita ada value Cp. So untuk Cp ni kamu kena dapatkan nilai average temperature, this one, average temperature dalam bentuk Kelvin. So bila dah dapat average temperature dalam Kelvin, then you have to look at table A2. Next, proceed to table A2 lah. Untuk apa? Untuk dapatkan nilai Cp. Untuk dapatkan nilai Cp. Okay? Itu step by step lah. Okay? So itu sahaja daripada saya petang ni. Sekiranya tidak ada apa-apa soalan, then we can stop here and we will continue next week at the same time, 2 PM on Tuesday. Terima kasih semua. Untuk section 2 kita akan jumpa kuliah hari Jumaat nanti, insyaAllah pukul 8 pagi. Terima kasih semua. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.